Not only is he a professional handball player, he's also a broadcaster. Every single weekend we have these tournaments. I'm with Dave Fink. I want to know, which one do you like better when you come to these things? I think it's incredible how you go back to back and do one and then just jump right up there in the booth, win or lose, and you're like ready to go.
Well, I enjoy the playing and I enjoy having the broadcasting because after I lose, which is every tournament, it takes my mind off of the loss. So I can just completely separate myself from the match and jump into something else, which allows me to then soothe myself as opposed to going back to my hotel room in my pre-broadcast days and just sulk. So I like the ball. Actually, yes, a lot of tears.
You know everything about everyone. You know every stat. How much, I know you're a talker out there on the court, but how much do you just want to sometimes scream at the guys, you only hit 1 out of 10 of those, and I know that for a fact, and it's against me.
Well, it's funny, playing Daniel Cordova yesterday and losing to him, it was one shot after another that was a 1 out of 10, I thought, for him, based on my stats, but yet he kept making them. So his stats definitely went up yesterday as far as kill shots and aces. So I'm going to have to go in and redo a lot of my stats as far as he goes.
Who's your favorite stat holder, good or bad, for what it is?
My favorite stat overall?
Or a person who you know so much about.
You're really putting me on the spot. I mean, just thinking about it, you know, Robbie McCarthy has played in 5 race events. He's won 2, and he's been in the top 5 in every single stop he's ever been in. That won't change at the U.S. Open, where he's in at least the semifinals. So, you know, outside of Paul Brady, probably the best consistent finisher in the history of the race. We've had now 35 events, and I know he's only played in 6, but he's always in the top 5, and he's won 40% of his starts.
How many times have I interviewed Luis Cordova on the sidelines? Every time I do. This is 102.
One tournament, you nailed him 11 times.
See, the little things I don't know. They're long broadcasts.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy and a good talker, and he knows a lot of you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was New Orleans last year that you came back. You were injured. You hadn't played. You hadn't even warmed up for that, really even practiced. You came and did great, and since then been playing. How do you feel now?
Well, it's funny. I feel great. I feel the best I've ever felt. I feel strong, and I feel, you know, like I'm really playing well, but I never win. So I don't know what's happening that goes from feeling good, and I feel like I'm playing well, and I just am losing. So.
But you're winning to then get to the points that you lose. You're not just losing all the time. Even in Vegas.
It's a lot of losing. But, you know, in my mind, you mentioned the stats. You can't lose every single close match, so I keep thinking it's going to turn around for me because, you know, if you're in a close match, you'd think it's a coin flip at worst, that you can win half and lose half. But I've lost quite a few in a row, so I'm hoping throughout the rest of the season they can start to balance itself out.
You said you never win here at the Open, so what is it? What's the one tournament you look forward to the most this year? You're like, that's going to be mine.
Well, I do like New Orleans because I had a good event there last year, so I'm looking forward to going back there. I always enjoy playing in Houston because my dad always goes to that tournament, and we have family there, and my dad's good family friend is there, so I enjoy playing there. I've had a good event there. Salt Lake City, I really like. I'm kind of naming all of them because they're all great stops. New York was the site of my best ever tournament in 2009, and it seems like each year I've gone back to New York, I've done progressively worse. You know, I won in 2009, then it was, you know, the finals the next year, then semifinals, and then last year, you know, I lost, I think, in the first round. So I want to get back to where I was trending before, up to 2009 when I was improving there. And for whatever reason, I haven't done well there, but I feel like I should.
Thank you for joining me.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
And sorry if I interview Luis 11 more times tomorrow.
I hope you do.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks, Kara.